Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I'm your science teacher. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Okay. Uh, before uh, before start the lesson, we have some structure. Don't raise hand during lesson. Ask question at the end of the lesson in a chat box. Take care of our time for attending the class. Home task should be done in your fair copy of the subject. If there is any disconnectivity during the lesson, try to join again within 5 to 10 minutes. Don't turn on your videos during lesson. So these are the basic instructions. Now, next class science class 7 we having unit 1 structure of a living organism, and today's objectives are explain structure of animals, define. Second objective is a define skeleton and types of skeleton, and explain parts of endoskeleton in man. Define, last one not least, uh, define joints and describe types of joints. Okay. Uh, Now today's main topic is structure of animal. Okay. The body of animal is divided into two regions. Okay, that is what head and trunk. Look at this the picture. Body is mainly divided to two regions: the head region and the remaining here are trunk region. Head region and trunk region. Okay, so body of an animal basically divided into two parts. That is a head and trunk. Now first we are having the head. The head is the front or anterior part of the body. Means what is the head? Head is the front or anterior part of the body. Usually contains mouth and sensory organ. Head contains what? It contains mouth and sensory organ. And in mouth we know that eyes, ear, tongue, nose, and these things are present. And what is a sensory organ? Sensory organ are the specialized organ composed of a sensory neuron which help us to receive and respond to our surrounding. So, how many senses are there, students? Oh, right. Five senses. Yes, you are right. Five senses. What are there? Therefore, sense organs are eye, ear, nose, tongue, and skin. By these help of a sensory organ, we can identify the different type of smells, taste. We can distinguish between different things. So, it had contained mouth and sensory organs. Also contains brain, which controls and connect the sensory organ. Okay. And we know very well that head also contain what? It contain brain. It controls all activities of our body, and also it connected with what? It connect to a sensory organ. Sensory organ cannot work without the command of a what? Brain. So one of the major part of the head is the what? Brain. Brain controls all activities of the body. Sensory organ helps the animal detect the changes in the surrounding and react to them accordingly. Means function of what is a sensory organ? The function of a sensory organ is to animal to detect the changes in the surrounding and react. Means they are detecting or finding what type of a changes occur in the surrounding and how to react these changes. So this is called a function of a sensory organ. So animals mainly composed of two parts or divided into two parts, head and trunk. This is a one type of animal. We having different type of animal. We having the different divisions. Now trunk. Second one is a trunk. Lower or the posterior part of the body is what is the trunk is called, is a lower or the posterior part of the body. Means it contains all important organ and the systems of the body. uh, had contain what? It contain mouth, sensory organ, and brain. But the rest of the all system organs are present in the trunk. Okay. It includes the limbs, which enables to animals to move. Mean it also contains the limbs, but limbs function of the limb help in animals to move from one place to another place. Some animals in the trunk region, some animals have a tail, and some animals are tailless. So this is an example. This is a frog which is without a tail. So this is a tailless example, and in the previous one, this animal having the tail. So this trunk region, it contain what? It contain the tail. So, but this in this example, this is a tailless example. So some animals having tail and some animal are without tail. So posterior or the lower part of body is called the trunk, and it contain all important organs or the systems of the body. It includes the limbs which enable to animal move from one place to another place. So basically, animal body is divided into two parts or regions, that is a head and the trunk. Head is a anterior part or the front part, and where is a trunk is a posterior or the lower part. Look at this diagram of the frog. This is a head, this is an anterior part, and where is a posterior part is having the limbs, and all system are present in the lower or posterior side of the body. So next we having skeleton. Okay, what is a skeleton? Question comes first in our mind. Animal bodies are soft and elastic and need a hard substance to support. Mean animals' body are mostly soft and elastic. Mean it's a flexible and need a hard substance to support. Mean they need a support to save its internal soft and elastic part. So what is the actually skeleton? The hard material which supports and gives shape to the body is called skeleton. What is the skeleton? Once again, I am repeating. The hard material which supports and gives shape to the body is called a skeleton. Mean the hard material which giving the support of the body of the animal and also give the shape of the body. So this is called what? Skeleton. Okay, so skeleton is what, student? It is a hard material which gives the support and give also shape of the body. Actually, why skeleton important? Because of a skeleton, internal parts or internal body of an animal are not or cannot be damaged. So skeleton is a very important part. Now next, types of a skeleton. There are three types of a skeleton. Number one, hydrostatic skeleton, exoskeleton, and endoskeleton. Okay, how many types of skeleton? There are three types of a skeleton: hydrostatic skeleton, exoskeleton, and endoskeleton. So these are basically three types. So skeleton is a hard material which supports and give the shape of our body is called skeleton, and it is out of three types. This is a hydrostatic, exoskeleton, and endoskeleton. Now next, first we having hydrostatic skeleton. Okay, they don't have a hard skeleton. For hydrostatic, hydro means the word hydro showing this are some liquid type thing is a present. Okay, so hydro mean having a liquid. We are relating with a liquid. So they don't have a hard skeleton. Means their skeleton are not very hard, not hard. Body is supported by a liquid present in the cell and the spaces between them. Mean body is supported by a liquid. Liquid is present in the cell and the spaces between them. So there actually in hydrostatic skeleton, some soft-bodied animals like earthworm and the caterpillar, they don't have the hard skeleton. Mean we having the examples earthworm and the caterpillar. Their bodies are soft and they don't have a hard skeleton. So what happens? Their body is supported by a liquid present in the cells and the spaces between them. So this type of a skeleton is called what? Hydrostatic skeleton. We having a diagram. Hydrostatic skeleton. A volume of a fluid enclosed in a body cavity surrounded by a muscle. Means in this type of a skeleton, the liquid is present in the cell and the spaces between them. So this is a transverse section of a earthworm. We having the example earthworm and a caterpillar, but here we are taking the earthworm. So their body, this is a section of a earthworm. Here longitudinal muscles, these are the muscles are present here. Two types of muscles here, longitudinal muscles, circular muscles, but between these there is a fluid filled cavity. Here is a fluid present. This here fluid is present. This fluid is actually acting as a skeleton which gives the support. So they don't have a hard skeleton because their bodies are soft. They don't have a hard skeleton, but body is supported by a liquid present in a cell and spaces between them, and that's why they are able to perform their activity. So best example of these hydrostatic skeleton is a earthworm and caterpillar. So these are the two best examples of this earthworm and caterpillar. So their bodies are, I'm repeating, somebody soft-bodied animals like earthworm and caterpillar do not have a hard skeleton, but their bodies are supported by a liquid present in the cell and spaces between them. So examples are earthworm and a caterpillar. This is a diagram of a earthworm. Now next we having exoskeleton. Okay. It is mostly found in invertebrates. The term invertebrate. Now a new term, what is a beta invertebrate? Invertebrates are those animals which don't have a backbone. And what are the vertebrate? Vertebrates are those animals which having the backbone. So exoskeleton is found in mostly in vertebrates, and invertebrate those don't have a backbone. Bodies of an insect are covered by a tough skin or a cuticle made up of a waterproof material is called chitin. Okay, bodies of insects. Okay, invertebrate, we are talking about invertebrates, and insects are invertebrate because they don't have a backbone, are covered by a tough skin or a cuticle, means they having a hard or a tough skin or a cuticle made up of a waterproof material called chitin. They having a waterproof material or a tough skin having a waterproof material, this is called chitin. Cuticle is composed of plates and hollow tubes which protect, support and give shape of the body. Mean cuticle, what is the composition of a cuticle? Cuticle is composed of a plates and hollow tube. Hollow means the empty tube. The tubes are empty inside, which protect and support, give the shape of the body. Means insect's body shape because of a cuticle having the plates and the hollow tube. We having here the diagram. This is an insect, and these are another example of an invertebrate crabs. So they are the example of invertebrate, and also they having the word exoskeleton. Okay, and now next we having we are talking about the exoskeleton. So movement is brought about muscles attached inside of an exoskeleton. In exoskeleton, how movement is take place? It is brought about by, or it is take place by, with the help about the muscles attached inside of an exoskeleton. Next, it does not grow with the body of animal. We are talking about the exoskeleton. So exoskeleton does not grow with the body of animal. As the animals grows, cuticle is shed and a new one grows in its place. This process is called molting. Okay, where we having another new term, molting. What is a molting? When cuticle is a shed off, mean animals grow, cuticle is a shed off, new one grows. This process is called molting. Mean shedding of a cuticle, and it is replaced with another. This is called as a molting process. Now look at the diagram of this insect. Here you can see clearly animal is shedding its cuticle, and how, look at this shedding, it is removing the its previous skeleton, you can say, or cuticle. Its previous cuticle is a shed off, and new takes a new one. Its place is taken by a new one. So these are the diagrams showing the molting in an insect. What is a molting? Actually, molting is a process in which when animal grows, it shed off its old one cuticle and takes again a grow new one. So in this case, and this process is called molting. What is actually it is called molting. Actually, we know that exoskeleton is found in where in invertebrates, and body of insects is covered by half and tough cuticle, and which is strong and waterproof chitin. And so movement is brought about by muscles attached inside the exoskeleton. But and we also know the different colors of exoskeleton help animals to hide from predators and also attract its mate. Mean what is it? Another important point I'm sharing here: different types of colors of exoskeleton. Animals having a different types of colors of exoskeleton because it helps hide them from predators and also attract its mate. Okay, so what is a predator? Predator, an animal that naturally prey on another, mean who hunts the other animals. Like we having a lion who hunts the other animals, so they are known as a predators. Predator, and so different colors of an exoskeleton help animal to hide or protect them from the predators. Okay, students. Now next we having another type is a endoskeleton. And we having the word endoskeleton. End means inside, the skeleton present inside the body. Exoskeleton which is present outside the body, and endoskeleton which is present inside the body. Okay, student. Vertebrates are supported by a hard internal skeleton called endoskeleton. Vertebrates are supported by hard internal skeleton called endoskeleton. Mean endoskeleton. I have already told you endoskeleton. Endo mean inside. The skeleton which is present inside the body, which is a hard, is known as endoskeleton. Now, whereas it is made up of bones of different shapes and sizes. We are talking about the endoskeleton. Endoskeleton is made up of bones of different shapes and sizes. Grows with the body of animals. Means the size of bones also increases, and size of and body of animals also increasing. So it supports and protects the internal organs, give the shape and help in the movement. Mean what is the function of endoskeleton in vertebrate? It supports and protect the internal organ and give the shape and help the movement. I want to also share here the endoskeleton is present in vertebrates. So but exoskeleton is present in invertebrate. So this is a basic reference also. Okay, students. Now next we having bones. Endoskeleton is made up of bones. So here we are talking about the bone. Bones are actually made up of living cells and mineral substances like carbonates, phosphates of calcium and magnesium. Means bones are living cells. Okay, they are not dead cells, they are the living cell, and they contain mineral substances like carbonate, phosphate and calcium of phosphate of calcium and magnesium. So here we are talking about the bones, and it's having the minerals and also minerals like a carbonate, phosphate of a calcium and magnesium. They bear weight. We are talking about the bones. They bear the weight and absorb pressure. What they are doing? They bear weight and absorb pressure. Oh, now next we having They are light and rigid. Mean bones are light and they are light and rigid, but not brittle. Mean they are light and rigid. Rigid mean they are hard, but they not brittle. Brittle mean they cannot be break easily. They are breakable but not break easily. We are talking about they are not break easily. Long bones produces red and white cell. What the long bones are doing? They are producing a red and white blood cell. So what we can say, they are the light and rigid but not brittle. This as they do not break easily. Okay, there are different types of bones on this diagram. Look at this. This is skull bone. Here are the ribs and different types of bones are present. Okay. So look at the different types of a bone on this diagram. So we're talking about the bones. Endoskeleton composed of a, or it is made up of a bone, and bones are made up of a living cells having the mineral substances like carbonate and phosphate of a calcium and magnesium. They can bear the weight and absorb the pressure, but they are light and rigid but not brittle, but they are not breakable easily. So long bones also produce what they also produce, red cell and white blood cell. Now next we are having now next term we having the joints. So before the joint, we missed the one thing, that is a mammalian skeleton. We are talking about mammalian skeleton. What are the mammalian skeleton? We are talking about the mammals. Okay, so mammalian skeleton divided into a two parts. It is division. We are talking about a division. It divide into a two parts. What are the parts? This axial skeleton, and second one is a appendicular skeleton. Mammalian skeleton, we humans are the mammals. Okay, what humans are the mammals. Okay, we are talking about humans. Human skeleton is divided into two, axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Now first we having axial skeleton. Axial skeleton forms the main axis of the body. Axial skeleton forms main axis of the body. It is and the skull, the vertebral column, and the rib cage form the axial skeleton. Skull, vertebral column, and the rib cage form the axial skeleton. Look at this diagram. Skull. Here, this is the skull. So here, this is axial skeleton and vertebral column, where back or backbone means we can say this is the front side, in the back side this place this is the backbone. So vertebral column and the rib cages, this is the rib cages. Okay, so these are form axial skeleton. Okay, now second one is a appendicular skeleton. Which one? Appendicular skeleton. It is attached to the axial skeleton. Mean appendicular skeleton attached to first one skeleton, that is a axial skeleton. Okay, and we having the shoulder blades, hip bones, bones of arms, legs, and shoulders form appendicular skeleton. Okay, shoulder blades here, shoulder blade. This is a place of a shoulder blades. Okay, then hip bones, back of the, this is the front side, back side, that is the hip. Here the place is the hip bones, and bones of arms, arm bones, right and left arms, and the shoulders, and the shoulder form the and I have missed the legs, also legs. So these form the appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton basically attached to the axial skeleton, and it having the shoulder blades, and hip bones. Here we hip bone, bones of arms, and right and left arm, bones of legs, right and left leg, both legs, and the shoulder, for complete shoulder region. So it forms the appendicular skeleton. So actually mammalian skeleton divided into two parts. I have axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. What? Axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton consists mainly of a skull, vertebral column, and the rib cage form axial skeleton. Whereas appendicular skeleton found present in the shoulder blade, hip bones, bones of arms, legs, and shoulder. This is from the appendicular skeleton. Now, next we having uh, joints. We are talking about joint. The place where two bones meet is called joint. Mean the place, once again repeating, the place where two bones meet is called joint. Mean where two bones are joining together or they are meeting together. So this is called joint. Okay. We can take the example of a bone, but where we are joining two pipes and there's a place where two pipes are joined, that is known as a joint. Okay. Bones are attached to each other by a tough fiber called ligaments. Okay. Bones are attached to each other. Means one bone attached to other by a tough fibers called ligaments. Okay, what they are called? Ligaments. Now, next term we have a cartilage, which is a soft bone covers the end of the bones. What is a cartilage? Cartilage, which is a soft bone, covers the end of the bone. Cartilage, what is, once again I am repeating, cartilage, which is a soft bone, cover the end of the bone, mean which cover the end of till the end of the bones. Next term we have a synovial fluid. What we having? Synovial fluid. It is a present and is in the space where two bones rub against each other. What is the function of a synovial fluid? Synovial fluid. What is actually it act? It act where two bones are rubbing against each other. It is a present in a space where two bones are rubbing each other. So synovial fluid, a joint enclosed in a tough membrane called capsule. A joint is enclosed in a tough membrane is a capsule, means it gives the protection. Muscles are attached to the bones via non-elastic fibers are called tendons. Now we are talking about the muscle. Muscle are attached by a bone by a non-elastic fiber. Means it's not elastic, it cannot be stretched, are called as a tendons. First term, we having a joint, ligament, then we having a cartilage, then we having a synovial fluid and capsule and tendons. Okay, now look at the diagram. Here, this is a synovial fluid, and this is a capsule. And now, see the elbow. This is an elbow joint. Okay, and we are talking about the joints. We have in the term what ligament, cartilage, synovial fluid, capsule, and the tendon. So why I am repeating again and again term? Because these are the new terms for you. Now next we having types of joints. Okay, first we having ball and socket joint. First we having ball and socket joint. The ball and socket joint are mostly present in shoulder and hip joint. Ball and socket joint and they are present shoulder and hip joint. And next we having hinge joint. Hinge joint is present in elbow and knee joint. Where is a hinge joint present? Elbow and knee joint. Okay. Now then we having sliding joint. Where sliding joint present? Wrist and ankle place. I mean sliding joint are present in a wrist and ankle joint. Next we have a fixed joint. Fixed joints are bones of a skull. Then pivot joint. And where pivot joints are present? The first two vertebrae of a backbone. Okay. So these are the basically 5 types of joints. First we have ball and socket joint. as their name shows, it's a ball-like ball and socket-like joint. That's why they call a ball and socket. And having the example where they are present in the shoulder and hip joint, and hinge joint are present in elbow and the knee, and sliding joint where they are present in the wrist and the ankle joint, and fixed joint are the fixed mean they are the fixed, they are not movable, they are moving, not moving here and there. These are bones of a skull. And pivot joint, the first two vertebrae of the backbone. So these are the 5 types of a joint. Now next we are having the diagrammatic presentation of a types of a joint. Now this we are talking of first. Okay, this is a ball and socket joint. Okay, this is a ball and socket joint. It is a present in shoulder and hip joint. Okay, ball and socket joint. This is a ball and socket joint. This is a ball. This is a we here. This is a shoulder and this is a hip. Now then we hinge joint. Hinge joint is present in elbow and knee joint. Okay, so this is a knee and this is a hinge joint. Then we having a pivot joint. Okay, and pivot joint are present in a first two vertebra. So this is a pivot joint, and this is a plain joint about which is a present in a foot. Okay, so these are the different, and we having the fixed joint that is a present in the skull. Okay, and sliding joint of a wrist and ankle. Okay, oh, this is a wrist and ankle where they are, what type of a joint is present? This is sliding joint. Now next we having, okay, now different types, again diagrammatic presentation of a types of a joint. We having the, look at this, this is a hip joint. Okay, here we have it talking about the ligament. This is a ligament, this is a cartilage and synovial fluid. This is a synovial fluid. This is a pelvis and synovial membrane, capsule, and this is a what? Femur. So I am repeating what is actually joint. The place where two bones meet is called a joint. Now next we having what? Ligament. This is a ligament. What is a ligament? It's the bones are attached to each other by a tough fibers are called ligament. So what is a actually ligament? Ligament is a tough fiber. So then we having the this one is a, this is a ligament, this is a cartilage, and cartilage soft bones or the cartilage cover the end of the bones. It's cover the end of the bone, and synovial fluid is a present between space between two bones. Okay, and we are talking about the capsule. Where is a there is a capsule. It's a joint is enclosed in a tough membrane called what is called their capsule. Okay, now this is another elbow joint. In elbow, look at this, elbow is a hinge joint. We having the example of a hinge joint. Okay, first one we having the hip joint. This is a ball and socket joint example. Now second one is a hinge joint example. We having the elbow. So this is a elbow or a hinge joint. This is a humerus and radius and ulna. Now this is a pivot joint present in the skull. Now sliding or gliding joint. Why they having sliding? Is the movable. Okay, so sliding joints are present in the ankle and the wrist. So this is ankle and this is a wrist. Here sliding joints are present. Okay, pivot and sorry, this is a fixed joint present in the skull, but pivot is a I have already told you the pivot joint is present in a two first vertebra. Okay, two first vertebra. What type of a joint is present? Is a pivot. And where is a fixed joint? Fixed joint is present in a skull. Both diagram are related to the skull, but actually this is a fixed joint of skull. But here representing the pivot joint, first two vertebra of the backbone. Okay, so this is a basic difference between two. So these are all about the different types of a joint. Now next we have a home task. Draw a question number 1. Draw a mind map on a types of a joint in a 4-point with examples. Okay, you will draw a mind map on a types of a joints in 4 points, and you can also take more than 4 points also. Describe mammalian skeleton into 2 paragraphs. You can take the help from the slide and also from the book, page number 7. And draw the diagram of a following with the 5 labels each. You will draw a ball and socket joint and hip joint, and complete all exercises given in book, page number 10 and 11.